All right, welcome to the second hour of Saturday Agenda. I'm Rob Astorino. We'll squeeze in a lot in this final hour, which begins on Capitol Hill.
Penn received a total of almost $300 million in Section 117 funding. Are you aware if any of these donations were conditioned only for pro-Palestinian professors?
My understanding is we have taken no government gifts from the government of Qatar. We have a small number of alumni in Qatar who have given some gifts for annual gifts to schools. Very small number. That figure as of funds from Qatar is not one I'm familiar with.
The anti-Semitism apology tour has begun. Harvard University's President Claudine Gay attempted to walk back her comments during a very heated congressional hearing. And the mea culpa reads, "I am sorry, words matter. When words amplify distress and pain, I don't know how you could feel anything but regret." Oh, please, cry me a river. You know, the ice has begun to crack in Philly as the board of UPenn's Wharton Business School has asked President McGill to resign. During that hearing, Indiana Congresswoman Erin Houchin had very strong words for the Ivy University presidents who came to testify on the Hill. All right. It was heated that whole day, and now Congresswoman Houchin joins me now. So, you know, it was crazy, and thank God we've got a Republican House because we never would have heard any of this nonsense. What was your impression of Dr. Gay's apology? Was it enough?
Absolutely not enough. My colleague Elise Stefanik had asked President Gay no less than 17 times to condemn the acts of calls for Jewish genocide during that hearing, and she fell short 17 times. It's unacceptable. It's clear to me that the woke mind virus has infiltrated our universities. It's infiltrated our corporations, K through 12 schools. Part of our Deterrent Act, which was mentioned at the top of the hour, calling for reducing the amount before foreign influence to our colleges and universities. It was horrifying to me that they could not condemn it. I think it's not unbelievable, though, because we've known this. It's a secret that's out loud. They said the quiet parts out loud for the rest of the world to see. I don't think the apology is enough. I think that all of those university presidents that appeared on our panel should be fired in short order.
You know, hate speech is protected speech, okay? That's what the First Amendment truly stands for. I'm totally for that. So, but we have to have a balance between what these dopes on campus are shouting versus the actual or sometimes perceived threats against Jewish students who have been accosted, spat upon, and even worse.
Yeah, it was as if these university presidents have only recently discovered free speech. They had no problem in the months prior tamping down conservative speech. Yet when it comes to calls for Jewish genocide, that seems to be okay. On these universities, the woke mind virus is so prevalent that you could see the hypocrisy in motion in this hearing where they were just unable to condemn it. And I got to tell you, the sentiments of my colleagues and I, we are more firm than ever on tamping down on this kind of thing. You're right. There's a such thing as free speech, but on these campuses, you can get a code of conduct violation for a microaggression, yet it seems you can't get a code of conduct restriction for calling for the death of Jews, and that's completely unacceptable.
Yeah, use the wrong pronoun and you are off campus. So really, what, if any, repercussions should these so-called, institutions of higher learning, what should they face? I mean, should there be a federal government involvement in some way? Because I hate when the federal government gets involved in anything just about, and maybe this is a but.
Well, students should feel safe on campuses, particularly if they receive federal dollars. And so, I've proposed legislation on the Students' Bill of Rights, which is aimed at that very thing. It's to protect free speech, but also to protect students so that they feel safe on these campuses. We've seen the rise of anti-Semitism, particularly since October 7th, but it had been going on before that. some of the things that Congress can do are exactly the things that we've done. Holding these kinds of hearings, which you're right, you said, this would not be exposed if it weren't for Republicans controlling the House of Representatives. But we can hold these hearings. We can expose the hypocrisy. We can expose the woke mind virus at the university level and hope that the American people will see that, supporters of these universities will see that, and start to break that down and rid it from our college institutions.
Your colleague, Michelle Steele from Orange County, she's been talking a lot about this, too, about the foreign money flowing into these colleges and universities, which might be one reason why these schools are anti-American incubators, right? So, again, they're supposed to report this stuff, so you are trying to crack down on it.
Yeah, we're trying to expose foreign influence in these universities. Even in Indiana, we had Valparaiso University that had a Confucius Institute, which is funded by the government of China, and it is designed to have foreign influence at the college level to undermine the United States. And so what Michelle Steele, my colleague, is working on, the Deterrent Act, is to crack down on foreign influence. We know UPenn has received millions of dollars from not only Qatar, but from Saudi Arabia and China. And it has to stop. It at a minimum has to be exposed so that the general public understands what that influence is having, and their board members, et cetera. I hope they will take action to fire these university presidents, to rid these campuses of this woke ideology that is so damaging for America.
Congresswoman Erin Houchin from the southeastern part of the Hoosier State. Have a great Christmas season.
You too. Thank you.